Top 8 players leading the Premier League player of the season. On number 8, we have Bryan Beumo. No Ivan Toney? No problem. Bryan Beumo has relished taking on the mantle of Brentford's best and most important player, with only Haaland bettering his tally of 6 Premier League goals to begin the season. B's boss Thomas Frank has sung Beumo's praises for years, hailing him as one of the hardest workers and a selfless teammate. Now, the goals are beginning to fall his way, and he's grabbed the world's attention. This is what a modern Barclaysman looks like. Please subscribe to our channel if you're new to do so. 7. David Raya. From a current Brentford star to Brentford alumni, David Raya is mounting quite the charge to be widely recognized as the Premier League's best goalkeeper. His highlight reel this season is probably longer and more impressive than that of his first campaign at the Emirates Stadium. And while he doesn't have the same physical presence as some of Arsenal's imposing defenders, he plays like someone 6 inches taller than he actually is. No goalkeeper in world football commands their box the way Raya does, and the Gunners have needed that in order to maintain their defensive resilience. We, as a species and as a fandom, have a bad habit of normalizing and therefore ignoring greatness. That sentiment certainly applies to the exploits of Mohamed Salah, whose early season antics have slipped under the radar and deserve shouting about. 4 goals and 4 assists from 7 appearances is a return pretty much anyone else in the Premier League, besides the attackers higher on this list, would be envious of. We see you, Egyptian King. 6. Gabriel Magalhaes. Arsenal have discovered a real-life version of a football manager set-piece glitch, and at the heart of that game-breaking endeavor has been Gabriel Magalhaes. The Brazilian's head presumably has a gravitational pull which draws the ball towards him on set plays. It's stupidly ridiculous. Mikel Arteta has embraced the dead ball side of the game, but he's needed a stalwart like Gabriel in order for it to be this effective. What is it with these show-stopping Colombian forwards staying at their clubs and starting the season in red-hot form? Luiz Diaz was a summer target for Barcelona and Paris Saint-Germain, though a move away from Liverpool failed to materialize, and he came into Slot's first term as one of 6 exciting attackers at his disposal. 5. Luiz daiz. To his credit, he's been the best of the bunch. When Diaz arrived on Merseyside in 2022, he had a jink and a swagger that set him apart, but he gradually lost this over the last 18 months. Now, Diaz is playing the football of his life again. Give him space and he'll burn you. Close him down and he'll dance away. How do you plan to stop a threat capable of going inside or out like that? 4. Mohamed Salah. We, as a species and as a fandom, have a bad habit of normalizing and therefore ignoring greatness. That sentiment certainly applies to the exploits of Mohamed Salah, whose early season antics have slipped under the radar and deserve shouting about. 4 goals and 4 assists from 7 appearances is a return pretty much anyone else in the Premier League, besides the attackers higher on this list, would be envious of. We see you, Egyptian King. You deserve the 3rd position. 3. Bakayo Saka. There isn't a single winger in football with more discipline than Bakayo Saka. That's both a compliment and a curse. Saka has the physicality, mentality, and ability to track back like the wide men of old, but that means he's usually too shattered to run up his numbers like we all know he can. Remember that quip earlier about taking greatness for granted? Or something along those lines. It was like 3 whole players ago after all. 2. On the 2nd spot, we have Erling Haaland. What Haaland is doing and has done with Man City fits that description too. Perhaps even we are guilty of doing that right now by only having him in 2nd place. Despite scoring 10 times in 7 matches, despite having the same number of goals as Premier League games, 73, throughout his Etihad Stadium stay. Maybe the fanfare around Haaland would be through the roof if he played for one of the traditionally bigger clubs. Maybe he's made the hard art of goal-scoring boring. Go figure. 1. Cole Palmer. Look, whether you like it or not, these kind of awards are partly swung on narrative as much as they are on performances. Cole Palmer, at least, is ruling the roost in both regards. His record-shattering 4-goal haul against Brighton was the trigger to send him into best in the league conversations, which seems a just reward for 12 months of carrying Chelsea through the fires of crisis and chaos. At this moment in time, Palmer is the face of the Premier League and the hottest ticket in town. That's why he's our number 1 right now. Thanks for watching, And what do you think about our opinion on the top 7 Premier League players of the season? Thanks for